We are right here at a great brand, The Drop, located in Glendale Galleria. So what we're going to talk about right here is why or how to use a collective to market your brand. Right, in-store collective. That's income right there. Like, you have to be creative on location and things like that. You're gonna have to be creative with it, but it's worth it. All right, Ainsley Love, another episode. Brands, experts, podcasts. Right, we're part of Brands Experts Marketing, digital marketing agency, tech-focused brands, create content, market content, and train on content creation to turn their marketing into income. Right. So we are right here at a great brand, The Drop, located in Glendale Galleria, right? So what we're going to talk about right here is why or how to use a collective, right, to market your brand, right? In-store collective, okay, to market your brand, okay? So listen, like, a lot of times when it comes to your brand, right, like doing your own thing as far as like opening a store, location like that, right? It's a real difficult process because of the money, because of a lot of different things, right? Very difficult process, to do that. But what you can do is you can just get started, get going, right? A lot of people never get started, never get going, right? You can get started, you can get going. Sometimes it's difficult to do that, but you can get started, you can get going, and that's a great place for you to create content, right? So you're going to use that to create content and get sales. You got to remember, like, when you're in a collective, there might be 20 other stores there, right? So all that other traffic cross-pollinate. So traffic from someone else will meet with yours, right? They kind of come together, right? And now help sales, right? Another way to help is this way for you to get content, right? You want content. You need content. You need much of it as possible. And being able to go inside of a collective is a great way for you to get content. It's not just in your house, to get content that's, that's actually you inside of a store, so you can kind of, see what it looks like, right? See what that content looks like. Another thing it does is it can show you what a store can look like for you, because a store is a lot of overhead. You got to have employees and things like that. But when we look at a collective, you don't have to have employees. You can just have your brand, fit a few pieces in the store, and kind of go along about your day, stop by however often you need to restock and do things like that. And that's it. Your store is, completely done. It's doing this thing. Just because you did what you needed to do. So we think something like that is really, will be really great for your brand to be able to do that, right? Because you're not always able to do that. You're not always able to have a collective, right? And if you're in this Los Angeles area, we want you to check out The Drop, right? So you can have that opportunity to have a place to put your stuff. Like, if you look at it, there's not that many places that even have collectives, right? There's not that many places that have that, right? We're just blessed to have this opportunity for high-end fashion, something local, something close, something that's not, Las Vegas or, something that's extra far away. This is something that's very close that, we can make work, right? So if you're in the Antelope Valley, if you're in the Inland Empire, you want to get closer to that LA market, this is an opportunity to do that, right? But there's a lot of different ways we could talk about, getting that income and putting your stuff in store, right? Great thing you can do is film video content, whether it's video podcasts or just general video content. You can go inside that store and film that content. So that's another thing that we want you to do, is film content, as much of it as possible. Just start filming content, right? Just turn the camera on and do your thing. Don't be afraid, but it's in store, right? Don't be afraid to film content. But when it's in store, right, if you just don't got no space in your home, now it's always set up. So whenever you get off work, whenever you get time, or if you have time during the day, get in there and film as much content as possible. Let's say you're only going to be in that certain location for a month or whatnot, or however long you're going to be there. As long as you're there, create content. Create as much of it as possible. Create as much content as possible. Like, you have to understand, content lives forever. Like, you can use that content for sales, right? So As long as you keep making content, it puts you in a position to make sales, right? Because more people are going to see that content, like, oh, they were in this mall, or this person purchased from them. Because, when you're making that content with all your customers, that gives you opportunity to repurpose that content to show that you have diversity in your brand, a different type of people wear it, that you were a part of different holidays or whatever, whatnot. Like, these collectives, people don't understand the opportunity that exists with a collective, but it's an incredible opportunity. It kind of, can show you what works, what doesn't work. You could do so many different things with having a collective. Another thing that you can do is you can partner with different brands, right? You can, you could do partnerships. You can say, you can ask, like, somebody does clothes, you do jewelry. You can say, let's do a partnership. That could drive sales, right? You do the partnership, or they buy stuff from you to put in a store. Look at that. Or they use some of your real estate. Look at that. Another thing you can do is any of your friends, family that have stuff for sale and you want to put it a part of your store, you can charge a fee, monthly fee. Like, hey, you want to put your stuff in my store? Start at $200. They say, cool, holiday season. Want to get some stuff in here for Black Friday, a place for people to shop, location for people to go. You let them know, hey, you're in store, you're going to put their stuff in there. Cool. You just go over the details, get it all written out, and you let them know that, and that's income right there, right? That's income right there. Like, you have to be creative with doing your brand. Everything just doesn't happen overnight. Like, a lot of people just want this stuff to happen overnight. Like, it doesn't. Like, you're going to have to be creative when you have your brand, when you have it on location and things like that. You're going to have to be creative with it, but it's worth it. It's well worth it. So, we want you to do that, right? That's another thing that we would like you to do when you are a part of a collective and you're doing your store and you're doing your thing. We want you to do something like that for sure. Another thing that you can do is you can go over stories of each item that you have while you're in the collective, right? You can go over stories, right? And so when you're sitting down filming that video content, right, when you're going over these stories, these are unique pieces that will last forever, these stories, right? And like I said before, you could do it in video podcast form, right? So you can do it as a video podcast, or you can do it as, YouTube content. You could do it a lot of different ways, but, you have to know that there's a lot of different ways you can knock that out. It's not just one or two ways. It's many different ways that you can do that, right? And lastly, we're going to go ahead and tie one more in last, is you can have an event, right? They're getting ready to have an event here at the drop, right? They're getting ready to do their event, and you can have an event. So you got to think about stuff like that, right? Being able to have an event, do things like that is huge, incredible, big opportunity. And we want you to take advantage of being able to have an event and things like that. So take advantage of having a store, to be in a collective. It's, you don't have to have staff. It's an incredible opportunity. Like, collectives are going to take off. We really believe that. But, spots like the drop is a real great place for stuff like that to happen. So we want to let you know that, though, and, stay focused and dedicated in everything that you're doing. And yeah, come check them out. If you are in this area, right there in the Glendale Galleria, right, Glendale, California, come in and check them out. Support, like we did. You're going to see in the next episode. Just come in and support and, check them out. We love the name, too, The Drop. It's crazy. James Lee Love signing out. Let's go. Live on location at The Drop, too, Glendale Galleria. Come check them out.